Check it out, guys. I think I've just blown the whole conspiracy wide open. I now have absolute proof with the P900 that NASA has been lying to us about lights on boats. This is what they really look like with the P900. Or maybe flat earthers need to learn how to use their cameras properly.
So clearly that was just a bit of sarcasm, but how many times have we seen on flat earth channels videos of stars that are clearly out of focus with sensational titles like this: "Stars are not what you think they are." And here's another one with the P900 and the title is "Wow, Capella," and the image is completely out of focus. So my reaction to that is, wow, he doesn't know how to use his camera. Let's take a close look at this image, which is the star Sirius, and just look at some of the detail. You can see there is a central black portion, and we then see 4 lines radiating out, straight lines spaced 90 degrees apart. Now, what could be causing those 4 lines that we see in the image? This is a Vixen telescope. You can see we have a circular portion at the center with 4 bars holding it in place, and that portion is the secondary mirror. Here is another example. This is an 8-inch astrograph, again with a circular portion at the center and 4 bars. So what we are seeing in this image is just part of the telescope itself. And we can have a variation on that where the central portion is held in place by a glass plate. So we don't have those 4 lines, but we still have this central obstruction. So depending on the type of telescope, you may or may not see these 4 lines, but you will often see this black obstruction at the center. I'll just play a few seconds. So when the telescope is focused correctly, you will not see that central obstruction. What we see here is an image that is grossly out of focus. And in fact, that is a technique that we use deliberately to align the mirrors in our telescopes accurately. And that process is called collimation. And if you do a search on collimating a telescope or collimation, you will see lots of images like this. Do those look familiar? You can see the central obstruction. You can see a ring of lights with a black spot at the center. Now, when the telescope is collimated correctly, the black portion will be exactly at the center of the circle. When it is not collimated accurately, you will see a symmetry like this. The black portion will not be centered. And this is a process that an astronomer will use to collimate his telescope accurately. He will point at a star or a single point of light and deliberately put the telescope out of focus, creating an image like this. If the black spot is at the center, then the telescope is collimated correctly. If not, what he can do is make very small adjustments to 3 screws here, and that will vary the angle of the secondary mirror slightly to bring the black portion into the center. And once it's collimated, you can get nice sharp images when you then refocus. So when you see images like this of the stars presented in flat earth videos, they are either incompetent and don't know how to focus their telescopes and their cameras correctly, or they are deliberately trying to deceive you. So for any flat earther presenting images like this, please